record to the cloud. Okay, now, finally, okay, so we're going to go through the process of making an email account, understanding what we can do with that email account. And then since I am using Google, I'm also going to show you guys the Google account and how it interacts with other services. So first, we can see I'm not signed into anything here. If I go to, let's see, let me just go to google.com. Whoa. I don't know why that's there. Okay, let's go to google.com. So we can see here, we're not actually signed into anything yet. And let me go ahead and zoom in a little bit.
So we can go to Google Chrome?
I'm actually in Firefox, but Chrome works too if you want.
Oh, should we go to Firefox?
Either works, either works. Yeah.
What is the difference between Google and Google Chrome?
So great question. Google is a search service. So Google, well, Google's a few things, but if I tell you to Google something, I'm telling you to look it up online. So if I, yeah, right, yeah, research. So if I go to like google.com and I search something like cat, then it gives me a whole bunch of cats, right? So Google is like a search engine. Google Chrome is a program which you can use to browse the internet. So it's basically just, you know, I could look something up here. Let's look up cat. And there you go. Same thing. So it's a program, basically. So Google Chrome is a web browser, and then Google is a website. Yeah. A better way to put it is you have Google Search and you have Google Chrome. And these are both Google products. And one of them lets you search the internet, and the other one is like a program you install onto your computer.
Because it says here, search Google or type a URL.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah.
In Google Chrome.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you want to install?
You can browse the internet. So if I actually go ahead and use Chrome, I'll use Chrome here. So if I go ahead and launch Google Chrome, yes, it is exactly the same. If you access a website on Firefox versus if you access it on Chrome, it'll be pretty much exactly the same. Yeah.
It's sensitive to an algorithm. They showed on TV, I was watching this program, that Google, when I might Google something, things would come up differently than if you might Google something.
Precisely. So
that's, I just want to cut, you said it's all the same.
Okay, that's a good point. So very good point. If I search something and you search something, the results could look a tiny bit different because Google as a company is kind of monitoring what you search, and then they curate their list. So like if I look up game, it'll show me a bunch of like computer games. If you look up game, it might show you like, I mean, do you like watching sports or anything like that? It might show you football. Yeah.
It might show you Clue.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah.
Monopoly.
Yeah.
So assume that I do that and I'm on here, which is not on my actual.
Yeah.
How will it, so in other words, it's your sign-on that tells Google what kind of information?
Yes.
So in other words, it'll be different if I do it from here as opposed to my own self.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah. I mean, and it's not like the biggest, most noticeable thing, but it's like what ads appear. It's pretty much the two biggest things are what ads appear and the order in which things appear. So if I look up school, there's a pretty decent chance Cornell is going to appear at the very top. If you look up school, it'll be something different, you know? Yeah. Yeah.
Usually, if someone already asked that my name is not, can you access Google if you using the Apple computer?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. It's just a website.
yeah.
Yeah. I can access. Yeah, right. Yeah. I can access Google from here, from these computers if I decide to use them. It's a website, so I can access it anywhere. That's a great question. So the reason I have brought you to Google at the start is to show that we're not yet signed into anything. So if I go ahead and I click on, I'm going to use Firefox for this because it kind of decomplicates things. But okay, let's go to google.com, right? I said, let's go to google.com. There we go. Okay. So I go to google.com. Now you see here, it asks me if I want to sign in. So let's actually go through the process of making a Google account together. And you don't have to like follow along on a computer because more than likely you already have an account. But I at least want to demonstrate. I kind of want to demonstrate how this works. And like today we're going to be talking about email and Google accounts. So let's go ahead and we click sign in. Now normally this is just going to have us put in the email address of a Google account that already exists, right? So supposedly we set up a Google account like, like however many years ago. I think I set up my Google account when I was in like 4th grade. So like maybe like 12, 13 years ago, which is kind of insane. Like I've had a Google account for more than half of my life. Ugh. Anyways, so normally, yeah.
This is if you already have an account.
Yes. See, it's saying.
That is why the third line in your create account is an option.
Precisely.
When you say account, then you email.
Not quite. So you can use an email address that you already have to create a Google account.
Oh.
But if you don't yet have a Google account, it will make an email for you. So that's what we're going to do today. So we can see I don't yet have an account, right? I mean, I do, but we're pretending that I don't. So just like Vivian pointed out, let's go ahead and click create account. Now it asks, are we making it for ourselves, for our child, or to manage our business, right? I'm going to go ahead and say for myself. I actually didn't even know these options were available. Also, can everybody see the text okay, or should I zoom in a little further?
I'm fine.
Okay, if I need to zoom in a little further, then please let me know, and I'm happy to. So let's go ahead and make an account for myself, and it's going to ask us a few very basic details, right? It tries its best to keep things very clean. The interface is very bare. You can see there's not a whole lot of stuff going on. So the account creation process isn't like the hardest thing in the world. So I'm going to go ahead and make an account. I'll make an account for myself. I'll just make another one. Screw it, why not? So we're going to call, my first name, Augustine, right? And my last name, Ferrero. Now, my username. Now, username and email address are basically going to be synonymous here. So I've already used AG Ferrero. That's actually my personal email address. So if I try using it now, it says that username is taken. Try another, because that's my account, right? So maybe AG Ferrero 2, except I also own that account. Maybe AG Ferrero 5, except I also own that account. How about AG Ferrero 99, because that was the year I was born. There we go. Great. You can see I already have a few of these.
Another account even if you
Yes.
have one.
Yes, you can. And like the use of that is if you're a little skeptical about something and you don't want to give them your actual account. If you're kind of skeptical about something, like maybe you're not sure if you really trust a website, if you want, you can actually just make a burner account, It's like having a second phone. Yeah. So
you have 99?
now I'm about to. Yeah.
Wow.
Available.
Yes.
I saw that before.
Oh, well.
Actually,
Well, okay, so it's okay. Basically, I can't use AG Ferrero, right? Because I already have that account. But it's suggesting alternatives. So maybe, yeah. If you want, you could select one of these, but you don't have to. Yeah.
When I purchased my phone, my Apple phone at the Apple store,
Uh-huh.
they set it up for me. And then there was a point where my name came up and they assigned assigned a code, a number,
Mhm.
and that became my email address.
So they gave.
Yeah, it was all done,
Yeah, I figured. So that is Apple actually operates an email service on iCloud. If you've ever heard of iCloud before, when you get an iPhone, if you don't give them, if they can either take an email that you already have, or they can make a new one. So they can make something at iCloud.com, which is not the same as Gmail. It's
But
a,
they did it through Gmail.
oh, really?
Yeah, anyway, it's done.
Okay, well, but they may have made like a new one for you. So it's suggesting alternatives. So I could use, Ferrero Augustine. I could use AG Ferrero 96. I'm gonna just go with 99 because like whatever. And then I'll make a password. Now how do I show you guys making me a password without me giving away what my passwords usually are? You know what?
You have 99 passwords?
I do not have 99 passwords. I actually tend to use like a password generator. I mean, actually, if you click here, you can see use a securely generated password. And the text is kind of small, but it's suggesting like my password would be like 6LHYCZUM, whatever. I'm gonna just make my password something stupid. I'll do Roosevelt Island class. Roosevelt Island class. There we go. Let's see if it accepts that. Maybe. Yeah, I made my password very simple. It's just Roosevelt Island class. Okay. So that's going to be my password for this email that I'll probably delete after we're done here. But now you see if as soon as I hit next, we'll ignore that. Then it asks if I want to put in my phone number. Now, why does it ask if I want to put in my phone number? So Google, if you give them your phone number, you look like you're rowing a boat. I don't really know what you're.
They cross-reference.
Well, yes, that's one good thing. So if you have, so they know for example, that I have multiple accounts because they all follow the same phone number. Another use of this is if you lose the password to your email address, they can text your phone number. It's a way to like confirm that it's really you, because hypothetically, you're the only one carrying your device. So I'll just go ahead and put in my phone number. Don't abuse this, I guess. I don't know why any of you would. There it is. It's a Chicago area code.
You couldn't put your seen.
No, I can't. But here it is. That's my phone number. I can put in a recovery email address. So what this would allow you to do is if you lose the password to your account, it can be texted to your phone, or some information can be sent to a backup email. So I know for a fact that like my main email address is this, right? agferrero@gmail.com. So if I lose the password to agferrero99@gmail.com, then I can just send my original email address the information needed to open my account back up. All right, wow. Okay, so then we can put in I'm not gonna put in my actual birthday. We'll say I was born January 1st, 1990, sure. And I'm a dude, cool. There's a little button. If you want to see why Google is asking for this specific information, you can click it and they'll explain it to you. But yeah, so at this point, I have specified what my email is going to be. So it's going to be agferrero99. I've given them a phone number for safekeeping. So if I lose access to my account, then they can message my phone and I can use my phone to get back in. I've given them a recovery email address. So this is an email address that I have easy access to. And in the event of me losing this email address, I can also just send some information to my original. Then it asks for my birthday, it asks for my gender, and then I go ahead and hit next. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's very pretty on the island around now. I didn't expect it.
Your first year here?
Yes, I mean, I've been to Manhattan plenty of times before. But it's my first year like during the spring at Roosevelt Island, you know, especially like I haven't really been here in the spring. I think I was here like when I was like 10, around that time. But most of what I know about Manhattan before I went to school here was the winter and the summer. Yeah. Not a whole lot of fall and spring. Now it seems to be taking a little while. That's okay. While it does this, we can just actually I'll take any questions. Does anybody have any questions so far about anything that I've talked about? Or even anything unrelated? I'd love to hear them.
Well, I have an email that's supposed to go to my accountant, and he's asking me he's gonna send me the application for an extension, and he wants me to sign it electronically, and I don't know how to do that.
So do you have a computer at home?
I have my telephone. I have it.
You don't have a computer. Okay, so
Well, I have a tablet.
the tablet might work.
Oh, okay.
So when people ask you to electronically sign something, that's typically with a service called DocuSign. So for example, when I accepted my job offer in Boston, they had me electronically sign a contract, right? I understand, but it's through a very, very secure website. All you do is you like type out your name letter for letter to confirm. That's like a signature. You confirm the date and then you sign it. Now what happens at that point is you will put on your signature, and then there are safeguards in place to make sure that you're the only one who can sign that document. And once the document has been signed, it cannot be edited or copied or anything like that. So if any of you guys you shouldn't always just DocuSign whatever, but if like your workplace or your accountant or something like that is asking you to electronically sign something, it's typically safe. If it comes from a trusted source,
But it's still
anything, yeah, and you can also get hit like struck by lightning. But yes, it's pretty safe. It's pretty safe. I don't know why this is taking so long. I'm gonna try.
That happens, when things take that long to process, what is actually happening?
That's a great question. It could be that the website is breaking. I'm guessing that it's just Google being very, very slow. Wow.
Because that happens it's frustrating.
It looks like it's happening right now. Let's I'm gonna try something else. Let's try Google Chrome.
So it's just that the network is slow.
Yeah. I think that it's the network is slow. So I'm gonna try signing in again. It might not have made my account, which would be kind of annoying, but let's try it out. So let's do AG Ferrero 99. Nope. All right, I gotta make a new one. That's fine.
Well, might it be saying that you already have so many accounts that they're really being cautious?
No, it's that it just broke. That's all. Google broke, and that's okay. So I'm gonna make my password. Let's see. So I put in my first name, I put in my last name, I put in the username. Then I'm gonna put in my password. So Roosevelt Island class, Roosevelt Island class. Okay. Let's say next. And then I'll put in my phone number. I'll put in my recovery email address. I'll put in when I was supposedly born. And I'll put in my gender. Okay. So let's try that. Verify phone number. So now it's going to send my phone a text message containing a few numbers. So it says G880109. It just texted me 880109 to my phone. And there you go. Yes, I'm in, I guess. It's a privacy policy. I'm not going to read it to you guys. All right. And it's as simple as that. What's that?
If you give your phone, if you don't give your cell phone.
Then it wouldn't work because it needs to text a code.
Right, so it's the only way you can do it for yourself.
Yes. Yeah. You don't need to put in a phone number. It's optional. Yeah. Okay, so here is my email. There is absolutely nothing in it quite yet. Yeah.
Really, I'm confused. Creating an account means creating an email account.
If you make a Google account, it will make you an email address as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, the purpose of creating an account is to get Gmail.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. That's yeah.
That's the only reason.
I mean, it's like the primary reason.
Are there other benefits?
Yes. You also, if you make a Google account, you get access to Google Drive, which I went over a different class, but this allows you, yes, if you don't have a Google account, you can't use this. But I mean, this lets you, like, if you have a Google account, now you can like edit documents using Google's different services. It's actually really nice. No. Yeah, you're fine. Yes.
Only Google will use it.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, when you get text messages, not text, Gmail, then email from Google, it is always Google, right? Even in the phone, that they also use text.
Well, sometimes, I mean, you have to be careful of this. Sometimes scammers can try to disguise themselves. If you want more information on that, I actually did a lecture on phishing scams. So,
and they're gonna have one on tomorrow. Yeah. About scams
they're doing another one?
tomorrow.
Oh,
Hey, you never can do too many.
yeah, right.
The hackers are-
If you're interested, you should go to the lecture tomorrow. I also recorded a lecture. If you look up, also like a phishing scam is basically when someone pretends to be somebody else in order to get like sensitive information. Yeah. Yeah. So let's see. Also, if you want to see my lectures, I think if you go to YouTube and then you search, let's try searching. Hold on.
Can it be a phishing scam if they do not ask you to reveal any sensitive information?
Yeah. Well, that's pretty much the only reason. Sometimes they might try to get access into your computer or make you download something bad. Like they'll download like a program that screws with your computer.
But if you do it from your phone, they can still access your computer.
The computer probably not as easily, but you should just still be careful. If you go to YouTube, if you guys go to YouTube and you look up Roosevelt Island tech literacy, it should be one of the first results. So it'll be called, it's a playlist, so it's a few songs. It's called My Roosevelt Island Tech Literacy Lectures by some guy named Augustine Ferreira, which is, I don't know.
Up and coming.
Probably some dapper young gentleman. Yeah, if you just look up Roosevelt Island Tech Literacy on YouTube, you should see this playlist called My Roosevelt Island Tech Literacy Lectures.
Okay, now, how do we get to YouTube again?
Just go, if you look it up online, so if you literally just look up YouTube.
Under Google?
Yeah. Great, if you put in my name. Maybe. I don't think so, no. Yeah. Because there's articles about, wait, there's articles? No, about other students.
Okay.
Where the hell is my article? I want an article. Okay, I'm gonna bother them about this. Anyways, but if you just go to YouTube itself, another way you can access YouTube by going to the top and typing in youtube.com.
Oh.
Yes.
Now, cause what's that little thing at the end?
Which thing?
On mine, it looks like a microphone, but it was up on yours too. At
Uh,
the very end of that, see right there at the very end? Doesn't it
Here?
look like that little blue
On the
thing?
line where the search button is. The search line? No.
It says search Google or type a URL at the very end of that frame. It has, what is that?
this?
No,
No, on the
Go
search,
back
go
to-
back.
go back where Google is.
Oh, this,
No,
No, go back to,
to Google itself?
yeah,
yeah,
Okay,
What do you have on the screen? Yeah.
okay, there,
yeah, what is that right
at
there?
the end,
this little thing.
yes.
Yes.
YouTube,
Oh, so that's.
We can
YouTube.
talk into it?
yes,
Really?
yes.
And they're listening?
Oh, I didn't know.
Not
that.
always, you have to click
Not
it.
always, but they're listening.
If you
Because I
click
never
it,
did that.
yeah.
I never used it.
So
now I
they're
know.
listening to everything?
No, you have to click it first and then they will listen.
And will they stop listening after that?
Yes. Yes.
Anything, you can say whatever you're looking for.
Better than type it.
True. Put that same for dogs.
Cat wearing pants.
Oh, cute.
Wow.
Jesus. Oh my God, that was so loud. That was so loud.
Okay.
But if you want to see a cat wearing pants, which one do you think is the correct one?
Stop it.
All right, no, seriously. Which is the correct one?
The one with the stripes.
Well, between these, no, between these two, A and B, which one's
Both
right?
of them, they're wearing pants.
Yeah, but which
Oh,
one, if a
yeah.
cat were to wear pants, which one, how would they wear the pants?
One of the
B.
pants,
I
and the
say
others
B.
are,
I mean, I don't know, like,
Is there a correct one?
I don't know.
no.
I think it's a
You gotta
philosophical,
Which angle? One is four legs and the other one is only two.
I know,
One
but-
is a hind pant and the other one is an all-purpose.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
It's like wearing a jumpsuit.
Yes.
I guess, but they're all legs. Okay, so,
His front two legs are not in.
well, that's what I mean. Okay, by definition, pants are supposed to go over your legs, and cats have 4 legs. Like, they don't have 2 legs and 2 arms, they have 4 legs. I don't know.
Wearing pampers.
Anyways, this is really important. This is what I want you guys to take away from today's lesson is this. And you can do it here.
That was a good question, the lady that asked it.
She's very strong.
I'm sorry, I don't know your name.
Uh,
Tony. Yeah, Tony, that's right. Tony, that was a good question. Cause you know what?
Cornell Tech.
And I never used it.
Right, these things pop up all the time and I don't know what's going on, but I know somebody's listening and they know what's going on.
If you hit the button, someone's listening.
Series on the job, all day, every day.
Yeah, you have to be careful, and and let me tell you, you're thinking on the right lines here. Absolutely, you're thinking on the right lines. Okay, so if you go to YouTube, you look up Roosevelt Island Tech Literacy, I will probably be the first result. So it'll be a playlist with a few different videos.
Is that you in the gray hat down there, in the blue
In the-
jacket? Is that you?
No, I think that's a slightly buffer person.
That's not you,
No,
okay.
he has way better facial hair. But here we have a list. So you can access some of my different lectures here. So actually the first one is phishing. So if you want to learn about email scams, then you can just look me up and I'll appear. So there's some email scams for you. Yeah, anyways,
This has your Wednesday lectures also?
some of them, yeah. Like I just did, yeah, algorithms, yeah.
Did you do the one about the female people and computers?
Women in computer science, yeah, yeah.
Because I missed that one, I want to see that.
Just, maybe not quite related, but when you open something like this, all those offer, all those things, is it safe to click on there?
What?
Nothing underneath,
You mean this?
underneath, all those.
These?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're not ads.
no, they're videos.
The what? Oh,
Even-
what does it mean?
On YouTube, all the ads are also YouTube videos. YouTube has very safe ads for the most part. YouTube has pretty safe ads. Yeah. This isn't always the case, but I know YouTube in particular has pretty safe ads for you to click on. It's not a big deal if you do. Cool. So you can access my lectures if you go there. So it looks like I've gotten one email so far. I've gotten this email asking me to finish setting up my Google account, and it has a whole list of stuff, whatever. But I'm gonna go ahead. I'm actually gonna write myself an email, and then we can start getting into the email part of the lesson.
Can I ask something?
Of course.
Why does that email say to finish setting up your account?
Oh, because the computer is very, very thorough and they do not relent. When they ask a question, you can't go to the next spot unless you answer that question.
Yeah, so why is that sending me like instead of?
Because he didn't.
Well, yeah, it's probably like, let's see what they want. They want personal, they're giving me a few more options. So get the most out of your Google account. Find quick answers. I think confirm some, it's not necessary, but it's like further offerings that they have if you want to look.
Count on them for sending you
Yes,
on register.
yes,
I have a Google phone.
Everything, they pop up, they constantly, you can't go to the next step without answering that question.
Right.
You can't do that, you can't get rid of them. They don't have the a little X nowhere to be found, so that you can X them. No, when they want you to do something, you
yes,
gotta do it.
you're entirely correct. You're entirely correct.
I'm talking about serious.
So I'm gonna send myself an email. Hopefully it doesn't take terribly long. See, AG Ferrero.
Now, what was your answer to my question?
Which question?
The question about, you said, about, I said, if you send the email, I want an application and signatures.
Yes.
How do you do that?
So your accountant is probably gonna send you. They're gonna send you a link to a website, and then you'll sign
Is
it.
it safe?
You want to? I mean, if you want, you can show me the link. I can confirm.
Oh, yeah.
If you bring your tablet or something, then
Right here on my phone.
or on your phone, yeah, we can look at it after class.
Okay.
But I'm like 90% sure if it's safe.
You have, does everybody gets 15 gigabytes?
Yes. So that's
15 gigabytes.
great question. So there's basically here.
You get 15 gigabytes.
Yeah.
Available.
So first of all, impressive that you know what GB is. Yeah. So basically, when you get emails, they take up a tiny bit of storage. If you're just getting like emails with words in them, it's not going to take up much space. But like if you use Google Drive and you put a bunch of movies in there, then it can start cluttering up. So you're basically, Google gives you 15 gigabytes of storage for free. And you can put photos, videos, and then they start charging you. Yeah.
Okay, question. I have, they gave me Apple TV, Plus.
Okay.
Okay, so, when I watch, this is from Boost Mobile. So when I watch something, at the end of the week, they say, oh, you was up 20%. We're gonna slow you down. Why are you giving me this stuff if you don't want me to use it?
So they're probably you might be watching it on data. Do you know how data works? Like phone data?
No.
It's part of the plan. So when you get a plan from like a mobile service, they're gonna offer you phone stuff, so like the ability to call people. But there's also another service called data, which is a really generic name, I know.
For something to charge me for.
Yes. But what data does
I
is
figured that out real quick.
yeah, right. What data does is it basically allows you to use the internet wherever. So you don't need to like be connected to a hotspot.
That's right. That's why I don't get it.
Yeah, right.
I don't need
But
it.
if you're watching Apple TV on your phone, or is that what you're doing?
Yeah,
Are you connected to the Wi? Are you connected to Wi-Fi when you
I'm
do it?
connected to my phone.
But are you connected to Wi-Fi when you do it?
No, no.
That's your problem. Do you have Wi-Fi at your apartment or house?
I can go to the parking lot, I can sit in somebody's and get Wi-Fi.
Okay, so basically the problem there is that if you have Wi-Fi, you can connect your phone and then the phone will use that to access Apple TV. But if you're not on Wi-Fi, then the phone will rely on your phone carrier to get internet service.
I see.
Now, sometimes you have unlimited data, which means you can
That's
do
not
that.
supposed to,
You do?
I have two phones. So this one didn't have the unlimited data.
There's your
But
problem.
the other one did, so I stopped using it on this phone.
There- okay,
Now I
that,
have to find out about my update. You use 20% more.
that should be good then. Yeah,
Yeah.
because like it's like if you have unlimited data, that means you can use your.
That's what they said. They charged me $50.
Yeah, it's a pain. I know. One time my mom went to Italy and she used like a few tiny bits of data, and they charge for thousands of dollars.
Don't tell me I went to Aruba. I went to, they have like a little room. I got on the Google and AT&T was charging me down. I said, listen, you must be coming to my house to get this much.
Oh yeah, no, my mom was like, you think I'm gonna
The only reason I took that phone out of the country is that in an emergency, what's the purpose of me having a phone if I can't take it somewhere and have somebody call me in an emergency?
Exactly. My mom when she was charged, she just. Yeah, my mom did the same thing. Like, What's-
International, bans also.
They have
yes,
all kinds of rules and regulations.
but when you go abroad, it gets
Yeah.
convoluted.
Her friend's parents got her an international phone so they needed to communicate.
Yeah, you need sometimes you need like specific
Yeah.
service.
know
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vivian.
Just on the parking lot, I'm not sure what you just talked about, but I will ask Agustin just what to say.
Oh.
No,
Okay.
because I have another question. Am I the only one who has problem understanding what is Wi-Fi? I thought it was necessary to access the internet.
Yes.
My son said no.
Wire,
No. That is kind of correct.
It has nothing to do with the internet.
No, it's so basically Wi-Fi is you buy a router at home, right? And your router, you buy a router. So let me show you what that looks like.
a router, R-O-U-T-E-R.
Do you have cable?
No.
Cable TV?
Cable and Wi-Fi are not synonymous.
No, but sometimes they hook it up.
Sometimes they bundle, yeah. So at home, you might have one of these, okay, not one of these. You might have one of these devices.
Yeah, but
Yes. So this provides your home, and they don't always look like this. Like sometimes they look more, yeah, they're like standing up, they're white, they're spherical, whatever. I don't know why what the hell is this? Looks like an alien craft, but
Yeah.
yeah, so basically this thing will give your home internet access.
Is that going through a cable company?
No, it is going through a cable company, but you can use as much internet as you like. So basically you pay X amount of money per month.
Yeah.
And in return, you can sign in to this router using an email, not an email, using a username and password. So you find the name of the router, and then you find the password needed to get into the router. You punch it in on your phone or your laptop or whatever, and then you get internet access. That's Wi-Fi. It's a little tricky because Wi-Fi is not the only way to get on the internet. You can also use data, but data is not on every device. So data is not on every device.
Oh, never mind.
It's mostly on phones, but phones have the ability to go onto the internet without needing one of these devices nearby.
wherever you are, you
Yes.
can go to your internet. To your internet.
Not to your, well, pretty much, no, to the internet. It's like, basically think of it this way. This machine can be in your house, right? Like that machine.
Only your house.
Yeah,
Or just close by.
it's gonna be in your house, right? Maybe it's sitting next to your TV or whatever. So this thing is in your house, but if you walk far enough away from it, you no longer have access to it, right? So basically, data gives you the ability to get onto the internet and watch videos, browse Facebook, whatever.
He uses data from the phone.
Yes. If no. This is why I hate what it's called. Data means a lot of things.
Yes.
One of the things it means is a service where phone companies let you access the internet, even if you're far away from this device. But it costs money.
But is there a limit to it?
Sometimes. So your phone service might say you have 10 gigabytes per month
It says that where?
in your plan. I mean, you'll have to call. So if you have Verizon or whatever, you ask them, hey, Verizon, how much data do I have per month? And they'll tell you, oh, you have 5. You should call them, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Do I have 5 gigabytes? Do I have 10 gigabytes? Do I have unlimited data? I'm lucky enough, I have unlimited data.
Okay.
So I can just use the internet wherever. Now, if you're in the middle of Siberia, you're not gonna get data.
What's the difference between a hotspot and Wi-Fi? Or whatever?
Great question. A hotspot, usually when someone says the word hotspot, they're talking about, and this is crazy. You can actually take one of these, you can take a phone and make it behave like that.
Oh, don't
So-
tell me that.
Yeah. Well, no, so it's crazy.
What do you say? You connect, and the what was that?
Well, no. Basically, you can take a phone
Yeah.
and have it behave like a router. So if you have a laptop, your laptop can connect to the internet using your phone, which gets internet because oh my God, because your carrier gives you yeah, it's a little complicated. If you have questions about it, you should call your phone company. That's what I think.
Oh, so the hotspot.
Hotspot usually means that you turn your phone into a router. It's just fun. I've done it
But you need
sometimes.
somebody else to do it, right? You
Some,
need that laptop to.
I mean, well, let me give you an example. I was meeting my friend at a cafe a few weeks ago, and I was going to meet him during class because I'm stupid. So I was going to meet him during one of my classes because I figured, oh, there's no way the professor is going to give a quiz today, right?
Oh,
So then I'm about to walk into this diner on like 103rd Street. And then I look at my phone and it says quiz 3 has just been released. And I'm like, oh my God, you have to be kidding me. So I had my laptop with me so I could take the quiz, but I didn't have internet access. So what I had to do was, I don't know if you guys have been near like Columbia, like they have those like things in the middle of the road with like benches. You know, like if you're like walking around like near like the west side, there's like or like near Columbia University, there's like the roads there have like the avenues have like these like little islands with benches on them, and you can sit on the benches in between the two lanes.
pedestrian walkways.
Pretty much, yeah. So I sat on one of those benches. I opened my laptop. I turned my phone into a hotspot and took my quiz with like cars going by.
Knowledge is power.
I got an 8 out of 10 on the quiz,
Wow.
but yeah, that's one
Because it was
example.
interrupted.
No, it was yeah. So, anyways, so now here's our email address, right? So absolutely.
I have email, and I also have AOL.
Uh-huh.
I still have all in.
Yeah.
I like AOL because it's very straightforward. I'm able to save mail.
Cool. Okay.
Right? Can I save mail on here, like move it to a folder on Gmail?
So, do you mean like download it to your computer?
No. Like AOL, like I said, I can set up a folder. I have several folders where, because I don't like so many emails in one screen. So I just move the email into a folder.
That's a great question.
But
So-
I can't seem to do it Gmail.
Gmail is a little different. It actually
Brian,
it has something kind of similar, but it's a little different.
because how do you, what do you call that? Trash things.
Because I don't want to.
They keep putting it in this, I have like a million things in this one
Right.
folder.
Okay.
It's
So-
like, how do I get rid of this? I want
okay.
to trash it.
So let's take this stupid email here, right? Like, oh, we have all these other offerings. So Google sent me this email, right? If I want to delete it, there's always a trash button.
Right, there.
Right
Wait,
here,
wait, wait.
Yes, that I know.
there's a trash button.
Oh,
Yes.
If I want to save that out of that regular list.
So so AOL features folders. That's pretty cool. Gmail features tags. So let me show you how that works.
It features what
Tags, like TAGS.
tag?
So we have a few categories here, right? Inbox, starred. I honestly don't use a lot of these, but like, okay. So let's take this email here, right? So I sent this to myself. All it says is, hello there, how are you doing? I have this like fancy signature here. You can ignore that. But hello there, how are you doing, right? So let's say we want to make like a folder, which is really just a tag for all of the emails that our friends and family are sending us. So I'll just consider myself friends and family for a second here. But look at this. If I go to here and I go to categories, I think I can make, oh yeah.
Oh,
So it looks different depending on what device you're on. But at least on the computer, I can show you how to make a category. So let's create a new label, okay? And we'll say, let's see, please enter a new label name. We'll say friends and family.
Can you teach something?
Yeah,
In case,
Where's the trash button for this? I got 496 of these messages. And I always press over here and I didn't know it was saving them. I thought I can put it in the trash.
this one?
All of them, 400, how to get rid of all 496?
The heck?
Then now for them labels, so create new labels.
I don't want to get rid of those. I want to get rid of the other ones.
You maybe like this one.
For me, it's more visual to create a folder.
That's
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, here. It's stupid. Okay. See, if you hit the folder,
Uh-huh.
Instead of-
I don't want to email. Let me get the ones I want you to. Okay, let's Gmail, right? The inbox. Brenda Alman, not that one. This one, I thought for your day.
go for
She
that.
sent me a thought.
So what is deleting? Deleting is when you put things in a trash bin, right?
Right.
Okay, so you hit the folder. And so we're gonna
Can I move up 100?
try saying move 102 messages and then move them to trash.
Baby.
There you go. I think that should do it.
Baby.
It's a little weird because you're deleting them, but it's not called deleting. It's called like you have to pick them up and then you're like placing them in trash. But it does the
It's
same
not on
thing.
the other, it's not on the other one.
Nah,
It's only on this one. That's why I have 290, because I didn't know how to get rid of them.
yeah, it can be
So I
a
gotta go here,
folder and then
move
move
message.
message and then trash or junk, either one. There you go.
All right, thank you.
When you trash, I have Apple, and I'm, you have flag, trash, whatever.
Yeah,
When I do trash, it clears it, but does it really get it out of there, or is it still retrievable?
it will delete it after 30 days. So let me show you. I don't know about Apple Mail, but let's actually try.
No, but mine doesn't, what it is delete from trash, you go in 30 days.
Let me show you. So I don't know about Apple Mail, but it probably.
I just have Apple.
Okay, well, so let me show you an example. So let's look at Gmail. I don't know if it's entirely similar to what you have, but yeah, for sure. Is that good? And let me know if I should make it bigger or smaller or anything like that. But let's take this annoying email, right? I'm gonna put it in the trash.
Okay,
I delete it, so it's not here.
right, where did it go?
So now let's go, if we look at the folders on the side though,
You go to trash, it'll list it,
yeah, we go here to trash,
right?
and there you go.
But is it still there? Is it gonna, what's the point? In other words, I just moved it, I didn't really trash it.
No, see, look at this. Messages that have been in trash more than 30 days will be automatically deleted.
Oh, okay.
So then they're sent into the fiery pits of hell.
Oh, so
Which
then,
has to
okay.
move it to trash.
Yeah.
Or you could go to empty trash.
Or you can just obliterate them immediately.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. So empty trash now. So I'll just keep the whatever. Cool. So let's.
What does it mean when you start something?
So when you start something, it just makes it really easy to find later.
Oh, yeah, let me do that.
So great question. When I buy flight tickets, for example, I always star the confirmation emails that like United or Delta are sending. I'm like, hey, so this is what happens. I obviously don't have like thousands of emails right now, but if I star this and I go to starred, it'll appear here.
Yeah.
So starred
Oh, I
is,
see.
It's a flag, yeah.
Where is it?
it's, so see, notice in inbox, and this is in Gmail, right? If I hit the little star,
I'm in Gmail.
I go to the little star, and then I go to starred, and it'll be here.
So
Okay.
everything that's started will come.
Yes, and that's a great way to
To flag. yeah.
flag things and like organize things. And, if it's a super important email, like a flight confirmation, I always tend to star it, or tickets to a concert or something like that.
Why do we need a snooze button?
I don't know what the hell that does, to be honest with you.
Which one?
The star.
No, before that, why do we need a what button?
Oh, snooze.
What you said, don't know.
I don't know what that does, to be honest. I've never used it before. Yeah.
Okay, Gmail, we're started.
Start there.
Wait.
What is it?
Start.
It's right
Oh,
underneath
yeah.
start.
Okay.
If you look at, snoozed, I don't really know what this does, to be honest. In all of my 12 or whatever years of using it, I've never used it.
You never used Star.
No, I've never used snooze. I use
Oh,
start.
snooze,
I use
okay.
start all the time.
And you can uninstall it.
Yes. See, if I click here, I click there and then I go to start and it's not there. There you go.
So you can still delete something starred. right?
Yep, yeah, it doesn't give it any special powers. You're just organizing it. Now, maybe we want to be more specific than starring. Diane's use of the word flag for
Well,
stars is
Apple
actually
has-
really good.
Apple- I have Gmail when Apple has trash flag,
I see flag, okay.
Flag is probably very similar, yeah.
So you just check flag and it puts, orange.
Like a little flag, yeah. But there's, yeah, no, go ahead.
No, finish.
There's ways to be more specific than star though, because star means it's an important message. But what if we want to organize like emails our friends and family send?
No, this is the important arrow. This means important. That yellow arrow.
This one?
Yeah, that means you mark it as important.
So that's actually a little different.
Oh, but you have to go to a separate function like, to do that.
Great. Okay, these are excellent points. So starred, let me explain the difference between starred and important, which again, really generic names, I know. So only you can star things. Gmail can't like automatically place stars where it thinks it's appropriate. But what important is, so if I hover over it, important according to Google Magic. Click to teach Gmail this conversation is not important. So what does this mean? So over time, Gmail will actually become smarter and learn which emails are more important to you. So think about it. If you get like a daily ad from Jersey Mike's subs, you're not gonna open it every single day unless you really love Jersey Mike's. Okay, but like then like say you consistently open emails sent to you by your boss. Okay, that means Gmail is gonna learn that. Gmail is gonna say, oh, every time I don't know, Sarah, your boss, sends you an email, you always tend to open it very quickly. It must be important. So then Gmail is going to learn to apply this important tag. So it's almost like starred, except Gmail's doing it automatically. Exactly, yeah. Now it's not always accurate. And if you want to correct behavior, you can just click the little arrow here. But then it's assorted into its own bucket here, important. See?
Oh.
Yeah, so it's a lot like starred, but it's like automatic. It's like pilot. It's like autopilot starred.
That's, how do you just show? Because I know how it, but you like now I don't know how to remove the
Literally, you just click it. That's it.
And that's the primary inbox, right?
Yes, I'm currently in the primary inbox. So if I mark it as not important, then what's going to happen is if I go to important, it's not there. Now, when I mark it as not important, then that's me telling Gmail, oh, actually, no, this isn't a big deal. You don't need to keep track of this.
Voice of everything you mark important couple of times, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, then Gmail will start to learn.
Yeah.
Or if something is important and you want to teach Gmail that it is, you can mark it as important and then Gmail will remember that later
So
on.
marking it, choosing it's important will accelerate this process.
Yes, precisely. It teaches Gmail.
Okay.
It's like a dog
I
with,
use it, I don't click anything.
yeah, okay.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, that's also a great approach. That's good approach. Excellent approach. So now let's see, I think I have a few more minutes. Yeah, let me show you guys probably one of the coolest features of Gmail, which is what does it call it? Like classes or labels. Okay. So if I'm in the desktop version of Gmail, right? So I'm on a computer and I access mail.google.com, right? So if I go to more, I can scroll down and I can say create new label. So let's go ahead. I'm going to make family and friends. And friends, Freeds, friends. So create. So now it says the label family and friends was created, right? So what does that mean? That means, look at this. Now there's a family and friends category. I click it and there's nothing in here, right? But let's say, for example, I want to take this email sent to me by my buddy Augustine, right? I'm going to go ahead, I can click into the email, right? And look at this. There's a few buttons up here, but the very last one, I click labels, right? And now I can label it as family and friends. So then I hit apply and watch this. Now it's labeled as something that's in your inbox, obviously, because it's just like a normal email. And it's labeled as something from your family and friends. So now,
Both areas?
yeah, exactly. And then you can see it appears here too. So family and friends, hello there. See, it tags it automatically. So now if I go to family and friends, it appears right here. So this is almost like starring, except with greater specificity.
So it's both in your inbox and family and friends?
Exactly.
So I can delete it from my inbox, but it still will remain?
Now, if you delete it, you're sending it to trash. And if you send it to trash, you won't find it in family and friends. Let me confirm.
I don't want it in both places.
Well, inbox is supposed to be like a big repository of all your emails. If you want to do what you're describing, the way you would do that is if you want it out of your inbox, but staying in family and friends, another thing you can do is you can archive it. So archiving it gets rid of inbox. It gets rid of whatever is in your inbox, right? But it doesn't delete it. It just stashes it in a box. So you don't have to look at it when you look at your inbox. But then if I go to, let's see.
All mail or something?
Yeah, I guess it would be all mail. Yeah, here we are.
It'll be there.
It's there. So it's not cluttering up your inbox.
Yeah.
But if I go to family and friends, it's still there. Another cool thing you can do, and this is actually very useful. See if I can unarchive it. I'm gonna give it a let's see, move to inbox. Yeah, I'm gonna. Okay, so it's back. Now, another thing you can do is you can actually color code these. So if I made this label, right, here it is, I can hit the try dots here, the 3 dots, and I can select a few options. I can edit it, I can remove it, whatever. But I can also add a color. So let's add like orange. And see that? So now family and friends is gonna be an orange tag. And this just helps with like visually sorting your inbox. So my own inbox, whenever I buy tickets to something, you know, concert tickets, plane tickets, whatever, I have a tickets label. And the tickets label is like a bright blue. I can, if I'm looking at my inbox and one of the emails is a ticket, I know instantly because it's a blue ticket label. It's very easy to see.
And you can create subfolders also.
You can, exactly. So, you know, family and friends, let's go ahead, let's add a sublabel from Augustine, or I spelled that wrong, but from, oops, whoa, where the hell? Let's see, from Augustine, right? So now this becomes like collapsible. So if I click into here, sorry, 1 second, it's being a little annoying. Let's put it up, whatever. I can click it and we see we get this from Augustine. I can color this one like blue or something. So then let's go back here. And instead of labeling this as just family and friends, let's label it as from Augustine, right? Hit apply. And then if I go to family and friends, oh, weird. Well, I can go to from Augustine and it's there. But you can organize it, color code it, whatever. So this actually pretty much achieves the same thing as what you were talking about. Yeah.
Thank you.
Diane first and then Vivian.
What is the topic going to be for Wednesday and the next one?
That's a great question. Next Monday, I have like I have a list on my phone. I can actually read some out loud to you. You guys could decide which one you think is coolest. So we could talk about,
Monday or
this would be
Wednesday?
next Monday. Wednesday, I'm not sure. We could talk about whatever really. But for next Monday, we could talk about, let's see, Mac basics. Mac, you know, like an Apple computer. So like how to use an Apple computer. General internet safety.
That would be good,
We can
Okay.
do that tomorrow, yeah.
but that's, it'll be different.
You could just do another one. Yeah. General, so we could do Mac basics, general internet safety. Yeah, I think those two would be pretty good. Do you guys have a preference for either?
Can you talk about the interconnection when you have several Gmail? I have an account from the Department of Education.
Uh-huh.
Then I have my own account.
Yeah.
I'm always paranoid that.
Yeah, same. I know. But
and I
so
don't know how to keep them separate. And now I have further problem, which is on person one, person two, I don't know how many persons.
So
That's all I mean.
it can be a pain in the ass, but like what I do is make the profile pictures like very like visually distinctive. So like this is an orange A. So if I add another account, make it like a blue A. And why I say that is because basically you can tell what account you're signed into by just looking at the top right-hand corner here. So I know I'm signed into AG499 because it has the profile picture of that one. You can actually, if you click up here in the top right-hand corner, it'll probably show you a list of accounts and you can just switch between by just, it'll like, where here it says add another account, but in your case, it'll say, you know, this is the account you're currently signed into, but you can also sign into your Department of Education account, your personal account, your whatever account, it'll list them off here. Another thing that actually really helps, if you hit the gear icon here, assuming you're using Gmail, hit the gear icon, you can put a theme. Let me see how. See all settings. There's a way to add like a cool background. Themes. So if I go to settings and then I go to themes, let's go ahead. I'll choose like I don't know. This will be jellyfish. There. So the reason this is really helpful is because if I'm in this inbox, I know immediately. Because the background is this distinctive like purplish blue. This is actually what I do for my personal email versus my Cornell email. My personal email, the background is like green or something, and then for Cornell, it's bright red.
Do you have to turn one off to go on to the other one so that they don't?
Well, it's really just like when you switch accounts, it's a pretty seamless move. It's just like, you know, I'm in this one right now, but if I want to switch over to my Cornell one, it's just like that.
And the other one goes off automatically, or?
Yeah, pretty much. And then you can switch back to it if you want. Yeah.
Yeah, no, my problem, I think, is more complicated. I have these different, says person, one person, whatever, and then now I can't get into the account that I
Yeah.
want to get into.
Okay. And then Vivian, did you have a question?
I just put it,
Yeah, you had a question?
yeah, this one would be one, but before that, we're going back to the main inbox. Once you find them